You know, it's funny how sometimes the most profound wisdom comes from the most unexpected places. Today, we're going to look at this small, pretty unassuming card that does exactly that. It looks simple, but trust me, it holds a really powerful formula for building better relationships. So let's see what it has to teach us. Okay, so at first glance, yeah, it's just a cute, colorful card. But what if I told you that everything on this little piece of paper, from the words to that little sun icon at the bottom, is actually a practical guide to creating a much deeper connection with someone you love? Let's break it all down. So where do we even start? Well, the card gives us a really clear mission right in the middle. This isn't just some vague philosophy, it's an actual actionable task. That main block of text lays it all out for us. It's kind of an invitation, a challenge, and a direct call to action all rolled into one. So what is it actually asking us to do? It's honestly beautifully simple. Step 1, have a candlelight dinner with your partner. Step 2, sometime during that dinner, give them 3 genuine compliments. That's it. No grand expensive gestures needed, just focused, intentional connection. But why these specific actions? Well, the card gives us the answer right there. The whole point of this task is simply to express your deep love. This is so important. It means the dinner and the compliments, they aren't the goal themselves. They're just the tools we use to communicate what so often goes unsaid in our busy everyday lives. And that simple task really points to a much deeper philosophy. See, it's not just about having one nice evening. It's about changing the way we think about and approach our relationships altogether. This, right here, is the big idea at the heart of the card. Amazing relationships don't just happen by magic. They aren't something you just have, they're a project you work on. They need active management, consistent effort, and deliberate nurturing. Kind of like tending to a garden. And this is where it all clicks. The card draws a direct line between the quality of your relationship and the quality of your entire life. The effort you put into that connection doesn't just stay in the relationship, it radiates outward, having a huge impact on your overall happiness and fulfillment. Okay, now look closely at this little line kind of tucked away in the middle of the card. It presents an idea that at first might seem, well, a little backwards. The more you nurture, the more freedom you have. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? I mean, we often think of commitment and effort in a relationship as a constraint, but this card suggests it's the total opposite. When you build that strong foundation of trust and security through consistent nurturing, you create a safe space. And in that space, both of you have the freedom to be your real, authentic selves and to feel secure enough to go out and explore the world, knowing you have this strong, amazing base to come back to. All right, we've covered the action and the philosophy, but now we get to the most unique and, frankly, the most fun part of this whole system. This is the part that turns emotional effort into a kind of game. Right down at the bottom, we see this section. It talks about settling up and depositing into something called a joyful account. What on earth is that, and what does it have to do with a candlelight dinner? And right there with it is this number, next to a little sun icon, 3.00. Now, this isn't money. Think of it more like a score, a value that you assign to the positive action you just took. It's a way of making an emotional investment visible. The joyful account is just a brilliant metaphor. It's like a mental bank account for your relationship, where you track all the good things you do. So, by completing the task, the dinner, the compliments, you've earned the right to make a deposit. It basically gamifies the process of nurturing, which makes all that emotional labor feel tangible and really rewarding. And what I love about this is the flexibility. The card suggests a value of 3.00 for this specific task, but it also clearly says you can freely choose the deposit amount. This makes it so personal. Maybe for you, this small act felt huge, like a $10 deposit. The value isn't objective. It's about you acknowledging the significance of your own effort. So let's bring this all together. We have the task, the philosophy behind it, and this cool, joyful account idea. What does it all add up to? How can this one little card actually change the way we invest in our relationships every single day? When you boil it down, the lessons here are incredibly practical. It all starts with conscious effort, admitting that relationships just can't run on autopilot. From there, it's about seeing how small actions can have this massive impact. The genius of the joyful account is that it makes your progress visible, which keeps you motivated. And the real magic, that happens over time. Just like investing money, these small, consistent deposits of joy and connection start to compound, building a truly wealthy emotional life together. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with a question inspired by the card itself. It doesn't have to be a candlelight dinner. It doesn't even have to be 3 compliments. But think about it. What is one small, intentional deposit that you can make in your relationship's joyful account today?